so another volume check. This one is probably lower than the promo videos, so you might want to turn your volume up, but careful.
Hello, and I'd like to welcome you all to my talk that is the skills you learn from doing CTF at GRIMMCon 0x7. My name is Sagar Tiwari, and I'm from India. I also go by the name Elite MT7, and I lead a team called F Society 00. A brief introduction about myself. So, I'm a security researcher, a technical writer, as well as an independent security reporter. My work has been published in multiple magazines and research groups. Apart from it, I'm also an investigator and researcher. And when I'm not doing some technical stuff on my laptop, I like to learn new things, click some photographs, and play basketball. In general, I'm a CTF player and love to play these competitions with my team. And this could be me when either I am or my team are not playing any of those challenges. Here are some of the publications where my work has appeared, and currently I work as a freelance security reporter for ThreatPost. My work at Medium has crossed 10,000 views, where I publish technical blogs, and it's my personal blog. So, in all. So, basic agenda and what this talk is all about. So, I like to share my experience and skills that I have developed while participating in the CTF challenges and solving them, and how I have used those skills in real world, either by solving some investigation cases or in general use those skills and the knowledge I've gained to in part of my research. Apart from it, then what's in it for you? So if you are on to play those CTF challenges, what you can learn and what are the new things that you can explore. And if you are a newbie who is just beginning to in the security field or just started playing CTF, so what it should be you and what are the things that you can look forward for it and how to move in and play those challenges uh, and solve it. So before delving into the skill part, let's just know what is CTF in basics. So CTF stands for Capture the Flag, and these are the InfoSec and hacking competitions that are organized by various universities, research groups, and academic organizations. So in these competitions, the organizer purposely hidden a string that is called a flag in a vulnerable application or a system, which the participant, which could be an individual or a group of members on a team, will exploit and retrieve those and capture those flags and submit back to the organizer. Well, the team will be awarded some points depending upon the skill level that is being required to break those challenges, that is the hardness of that challenge, and accordingly they would be assigned a position on the leaderboard. So basically, CTF challenges are majorly free, and you just need a laptop and a stable internet connection to start with. And they happen in virtual and online mode, but some of the challenges do happen in person mode, like you can see in the picture. And these are amazing because you get a chance to meet the people of the same field and understand and educate yourself from them. And the CTFs are in the gamified and simulated environment, so you can go out and test your penetration testing skills, hacking skills, and in general, whatsoever you have learned. So this is a very great way to increase your practical information and gain some new skills. So CTFs are divided majorly in two types, that is attack and defense style CTFs and the Jeopardy style CTF. So both of these challenges are amazing and you should focus on learning from both of them and either choose one of them as per your choice. So in attack and defense style CTF, there is a vulnerable machine that has been assigned to you, which has a hidden flag inside it, and you need to protect it from the other team members who will be focusing on attacking it. Concurrently, you should also plan out to perform the reconnaissance and adequate attack that would be needed to retrieve their flags or capture their flags. So in sense, you will be able to understand that how in code the attack and defense style work and what are the skills that will be required to do so. So basically, you will be going to learn about the red teaming and blue teaming and these stuff. Apart from it, in the Jeopardy style CTF, there are lots of challenges that are coming from the different parts of the security fields, and it all depends upon the organizer that what kind of challenges they want to introduce and what kind of challenges it will be more focused upon. So some of the categories in Jeopardy style CTF are the web-based challenges, reverse engineering, binary exploitations, cryptography and steganography, as well as open source investigation. Some of the challenges do involve hardware-based and audio-based or embedded security. So as I've said, this is about the organizer that what they want to bring in. So the list is so long that there could be different fields also that could be introduced in these kinds of challenges. So it has a great potential to explore, and in a single place you can able to learn lots of things and test your lots of skills and try new things. So that brings us to our next question: that how CTF can be crucial and what's in it for you. So the government organizations and the academic institutes are now focusing on bringing CTF as a part of their annual conferences or security clubs or computer hacking clubs, because the pivotal point of doing so is they want to bring people of different fields come together and work on the cause to secure the systems and to impart them the knowledge about how functionalities in code level work and how the practical implementation work. And CTF are one of the amazing ways to do so, because when you bring the participants to play a competition, they have a chance to explore their knowledge. They have a chance to know how things work in real world and in a practical way. And some of the challenges that we have played over the years have some different kinds of perspectives, such as the PICO CTF, which was organized by the Carnegie Mellon University, and it's basically a 15 days long Jeopardy style, CTF challenge, where the challenges are divided across various skill level for beginner, intermediate, or expert, and, and team members can come in and freely and openly explore these challenges, solve these, and learn lots of new things about it. The CTF organized by the Biohacking Village is majorly focused upon the security of the medical devices in the medical care infrastructure. As we all know that in the recent time, the attack on uh, medical and hospitals have increased multiple times. And in this week, it's very important to bring researchers and new people into the industry to know how these devices work and work for their security. While exploring these challenges, we were able to know that how medical care facilities work and what are the vulnerabilities and how they can be potentially exploited and what are the impact of these technologies. What are the impact if these technologies are exploited? So in that sense, we learn a lot in the biohacking with the CTF. We secured 13th position globally. The Space Security Challenge CTF 2020, which is also called Hackasat, was organized by the US government officials. And in this challenge, it was a multi-level challenges. There was a qualification round as well as a final round. So the teams who qualified for the finals have a chance to explore their skills and increase their knowledge of how exactly a satellite work and how they can be exploited in a controlled and simulated environment. In the ISIS Village CTF, which was similar to that of the Biohacking Village, in which we were able to explore and know more about how industrial control systems in general work, what are the SCADA technologies, what are the PLCs, and what are the possible exploits, how these devices have been exploited previously and have a major impact on the world globally. So it was a fun part, and we learned lots of things with the ISIS with the CTF and with Secure 20 position. So how I started playing CTF? Honestly, started uh, in the pandemic period when there was nothing much to do about, and I want to increase my knowledge and practical implementations of my hacking skills. So I decided to do it by playing CTFs. And my first competition was the Sounds Organized South Asian CTF, and I go alone. Surprisingly, I made it to the leaderboard position and was one of the top 5 players to secure that position in the entire South Asia. It was a 48 hours long CTF, and at that time, I realized that there was so much knowledge and so much practical exposure I gained, and I wanted to do it more. So that's why I gradually formed a team with my friends and with my colleagues who are interested in these kinds of challenges, and we started playing more and more CTFs around the world in an online mode. And till now, we have played over 100 to 150 challenges. Now the main part, that skills you will learn from CTFs. So there can be tons of skills, and it all depends upon the individual, how they want to perceive the information and the knowledge they gain. So my point is that CTFs are more about what you're going to learn and more about what you're going to explore. So you should be focusing on that part, because yeah, you can get prize money gradually if you are secure a position on the leaderboard, and you will be able to win those challenges. So you may get some prize money because every competitions come with an assigned value and they have some good prize money. So it's a good one for the fame and prize, but you should be focusing on the learning part, because That's how we'll gain knowledge, and that's how we will grow as an individual. So some of the core skills that I've learned is the researching skill. The problem with the conventional type of study, whether you are learning a tool, a vulnerability, or an exploit, is that you don't able to understand how that thing actually work in the real life. If you're knowing a tool, if you're knowing vulnerability, you can only know about some technical details, but what is actually happening and why it is happening, the question of why we are not able to understand it. But while playing these competitions and solving these challenges, especially the live and online one, we don't have any guides or a walkthrough to help you. You only have your sheer will and intent to solve the challenge. And at that time, you start nourishing your researching skills. You start digging for more and more information, and you will increase to analyze that information. And while doing so, you will be able to know that what is the right thing to do and what should be your next step. And that's how you will start growing more in the researching field. For instance, you know that the network packet analyzer tool Wireshark works, or the web-based proxy tool Burp Suite, or the reverse engineering tool Ghidra works. But when you have a challenge that has been assigned to one of these categories, you will know that how to begin, and how to end, and get the fruitful result out of it. In that way, in different challenges, when you implement these tools, you will know the different implementations of these tools. So in that way, you will have more exposure of how to use these kinds of tools, and not only about the tools, but in general, what are the technicalities you should be more exploring, and how to researching about it, and how to use in combination of it. Sometimes you need to combine multiple tools, multiple tactics, and then get a fruitful result. So in total, you will have a good researching skills, and that could be used in the real world also. One of the core things, and you can say my driving force for these challenges, is that you will always explore and have something new to learn. So there are endless possibilities and endless opportunities for you to learn new things that you even don't know potentially exist. And that is one of the amazing things about the CTF challenges. One such incident happened is that when I came across a challenge which accidentally led me to know about SDR, that is software defined radio, which I know literally nothing about, just the definition of it. But when I started exploring and doing research on it, I was able to understand that how much potential endless opportunities the SDR has, and what is basically in terms radio hacking is, and different field of security I was able to explore by solving those challenges. So this is one of the amazing skills and one of the amazing things that you can learn from from participating in the CTF challenges. Apart from it, you will be able to know how to connect the dots. So it's like the famous detective show, The Sherlock Holmes, where he used his deduction skills to gather information and then starting to connect the dots, start to connect the evidence and information he has, and get to the end point, that's the result he needs to be on and solve the cases. So in the same way, when you start performing the information gathering part and or start doing the reconnaissance, you have lots of information with you, and you need to find out the right puzzles, right pieces of the puzzles that need to be fixed in, so you have a better and clear picture out of it. Then that's where you need to know that which information is correct and which information can lead you to the next right information. And that's where you have a clear line of sight, and you can easily solve the challenges. This particular skill is very much useful when you're performing OSINT, that is open source investigation, because in these kinds of in this field you have very less information prior given to you, and you need to start digging. And sometimes you have lots of information, and sometimes you don't have much information. So when you know how to connect the dots, then you will be able to know that if you're going in the right path or not, and that is one of the most important things. Not every skill is going to be the technical one. Some are the teamwork and how to work accordingly and how to work optimally. So this is another important skill that you can learn from doing CTF, because when you're playing these challenges, you have a time constraint, that is you have some particular time limit under which you have to solve those number of challenges. Averagely, the CTF lasts for about 1 to 3 days. So you know that which team member should be working on which challenge and which should not be working on that challenge. So, like if somebody is good at reverse engineering, he should be majorly focusing on that. If somebody is good at binary exploitation, he should be focusing on that. Then that way, you know that you will be able to know your own potential, and you will be able to work upon it, and you will be able to not only enhance it but also make other team members of you to understand how those particular things work. One of the another quality of teamwork is that you will earn the leadership quality, because uh, if you're leading that team, so you know that what it takes to be a leader, how to lead a team, particular team, and how to uh, kind of face the challenges, solve it, and lead it to the great way. Because a great leader will make his teamwork, make dream work come true. So some of the real world implementation of the CTF skills that I've acquired and solving those challenges, there could be many of them, but particularly I've focused on the OSINT because this was one of the core skills that I've learned majorly while doing the CTF. I have known very less information about it prior playing those competitions. So one of the challenges I faced in which I was given an image of an cockpit of an aircraft where I have very less information given and I have to find out its departure and arrival. So I started reverse image searching on the search engine and was able to know that flight number. And at that time, I realized that there is a database where you can track where you can track the flight in the real time, and which has a record of flights, which is some of the database is called the flight 24. On the left top corner, you can see the extra profit. So I will when I and it has some search query parameters which will query the database and give you the desired result. So I use this database to find out the information that I was needed to solve that challenge, and then I was able to know that how these live tracking actually works. So there are some radio signals that is are being used to track those aircrafts, and that is ADSB, ADSC, or AMLET, TIS. So there are some very different kinds of technology. So in that sense, it was a pipelining that one event leads to the another, and I was able to learn many new things out of it. On the right top corner, you can see the screenshot of marinevesselfinder.com, where the same technology is being used to track marine vessels, and I came across it when I was solving a challenge at the CTF competition that was focused on maritime security. And to track these kinds of shit, and AI technology is used, which is beyond the scope of this talk. But in general, the idea is that you can learn lots of new things and how you can implement it in the real world. One of the general case study where I've used the skills, especially in the field of the social media intelligence, to solve to append some information and some crucial insights to help in the investigation cases. So I was given some of the accounts about which I have to gather information that whether whether those accounts exist on some particular media sites or not, and what other social media accounts it is linked to. So I try to start researching about it and start to gathering about it, breaking each account one at a time, and able to find out that which tools can be used to find the other linked accounts and are those accounts open or not, and what kind of information they can reveal about that particular person, that account that belongs to that account that belongs to that person. And not only this, there were some other kind of techniques that I've also used to solve this case that where I search those accounts with the breach databases where you just provide the query and the database will tell you that whether that query that you have provided account related to it has been breached or not. So my part of information was that I was able to know that username and account that I have multiple that is whether it belongs to multiple accounts or not. So in that way, I was able to make a listing of all the account that that person has and get and make a profile out of it. So it helped me a lot in those case studies. So these are some of the challenges that I believe I faced at the initial level, or my colleagues faced at the initial level, or the people who came across to me in the journey has faced is that they are stuck on some particular challenge and they are not able to go anywhere and they don't know what to do about it, and sometimes that's what make them think like it's too hard to begin, so why do it, and in the end, and what's the point of doing it because you can't even win. I believe the solution to these challenges are you need to first start accepting that starting something new is going to be difficult and you need to have patience for it. You need to be consistent because consistency is the key, and you should follow up and do more and more challenges because practice makes the man perfect. In the same way, it will help you to grow in this to grow and know to how to solve these challenges. And one of the if you're feeling stuck on some of the challenges and you're not able to know where to go, in the end you can follow the write-ups, which is provided by the other teams who have solved those particular challenge. And you know where you and by following the write-up, you will be able to know that why you have been stuck on that particular thing, what wrong you have done, and what should not be done. So in future, if you have some other challenge that has same kind of problem, and at that time if you came across it, then you will be able to know that what to do in order to solve those challenges. Apart from it, you should be knowing that winning in terms of just getting the position of the leaderboard is not enough. It's about the journey. So in the journey, you will be able to know lots of new things, and that's the winning part for you. So the knowledge is an important thing, and you should be focusing upon it. So here are some of the resources that I've used, and you can also use if you are new in the field of CTFs. That is the Hack the Box and ctftime.org, where you have the list of all the live and online competition that has been going, as well as the Try Hack Me or War Games. And if you want to get your hand dirty on some real world cases and do a favor to the society, you can also follow the Face Lab CTF. They are amazing. So thanks to my team who has been beside me all those years and helped me to grow. Uh, This is Coach Hacker, Playmax, Eternal, Mark1327, Radhood, and Pano, my team members. And on the right up corner, you can see some of the challenges that we have, CTF competition that we have played and secured leaderboard position. And on the left, it's kind of truth, I would say, because we all just Google stuff and what we don't know, lots of things we don't know, and we just start Googling. And I believe Googling is also kind of a skill that you will learn over the part of playing those challenges, because you know if you know what to Google and where to find those stuff, then it's amazing. So in the end, thank you all, and thank you GrimCon especially for introducing this new speaker track where people like me can come in and speak for the first time, and it's really amazing. The team was amazing. So thank you once again. If you want to get in contact with me, I'm fairly active on LinkedIn, so here's my contact details at LinkedIn. I would be happy to connect with you. Thank you.